Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, what's going on, sis? How are you? Pastor Castile is in the house. Well, I appreciate that. I do. Invite some of your friends, invite some of your followers. You can trust me. I won't embarrass you, I promise. I promise you. What's going on, Kim? How are you? How are you? Hey, man, what's going on? That's it. That is it, Mr. Darius Peace. It's been a peaceful day already. Right. Much love to you. Absolutely. So I want to share something just briefly. I won't be on here long, I promise you. I want to share something with you that a lot of people don't see the significance in just because they don't recognize. No hair today. No hair today. They don't see the significance in it, even though they do it often and just have no idea the power that's in that tongue, you know? I want you to, and watch your dirty minds, to begin to declare and speak to your day. Begin to inform your day as to what it is going to be and expect it to respond. When you get up and you say good morning, you have just declared and decreed to your day to line up with good morning. And when you do that, it's going to be a good morning. It doesn't matter what comes in at you. It doesn't matter what something looks like. It doesn't matter what someone said. You are having a good day. You have the power, you have the authority, you have the ability. It's like you've been given the gun, the badge, and the blackjack to command yourself to have a good day. That day has to respond to what you say. But here's what's so absolutely amazing about it. Everything is always based upon your perception. Everything is based upon how will you perceive this thing? Because in your mouth, there is so much power. You have the ability to speak life to anything. Well, what is life? Whenever you hear people say, well, I speak life, they're always thinking that to speak life means you speaking literally something from the dead to the living. Life means God's highest and best. You have the ability to speak his highest and his best into your life, and that thing will manifest based upon your perception of that thing. Speak things, absolutely. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Speak things that are not as though they were. Like, well, that's that old church stuff. I'm not feeling all that. But I guarantee you, if you learn to work the principles of life, the principles will work life. What happens is that we spend so much time trying to work things when you shouldn't work things, but instead work the principle that works the things. Does that make sense? So let's just say, for instance, that you desire money. You'll find yourself working like a Hebrew slave, making bricks with no straw, and still your monies will not amount up to what you need to have done. But instead, if you learn to work the principle of obtaining money, the principle will work out the logistics of you getting money. Your job is to learn how to give, because you give your way out of debt. You don't pay your way out of debt. How about that? Because whatever you give, that's exactly what you're going to get back. If you give money, that's what you're going to get back. If you raise in hell, that's exactly what you're going to get back. Because that's the principle. I don't care what, most of the people that aren't even Christians, hear me, they're not even Christians. However, they understand the principle of seed, time, and harvest. Now, depending upon your posture in the middle of seed, time, and harvest, that harvest, no accident between the seed and the harvest will be less time, depending upon your posture. What I mean by your posture, what's your stance in the midst of what you're believing or what you're going through? What is your stance? What is your posture? Is it that of a palm tree? One of the reasons I like a palm tree is because it doesn't matter what the wind is, whether it's a storm or a breeze. Even if that dude is laying over like this, his posture is, like I said, I'm going this way. Even palm trees that are absolutely bent all the way to the ground, Let's just say that he's been wounded, okay? Even though he's been all the way like this, his leaves turn towards the sun because that's his life source. All right. So that's his way of speaking life. That's why we are to be as palm trees. We're planted and we're flexible so that we don't snap under pressure. Does that make sense? What happens is that very strong. And see, what happens is that the moment something comes in at us, the moment something doesn't look like what we thought it should look like, that very moment, we lose focus, we lose hope, we lose sight, we begin to murmur, we begin to complain, we begin to live under those circumstances which we were never meant to live under. Of course, that's a shameless plug for my book, Advancing Beyond Circumstances, that is available on Amazon, Advancing Beyond Circumstances. So, the moment that we see that, we begin to live in that space. But instead, why not saying, you know what? You line up. You line up. And for those of us that are spiritual, you know, we seal it with in Jesus' name. Because there's authority that's given to you. And let me drop this in too while I'm at it. Those of you that are doing something that really could be that thing, your passion place, but you're treating it as a hobby. Man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that from London. What Advancing Beyond Circumstances, that's right. So what happens with these things that you call a hobby, this thing that you just enjoy doing, it's amazing that you're enjoying doing these things. Like my friend Darius probably at one particular point in time just loved doing hair, I guess. And it probably hit him, wait a minute, this could be my thing. This could be my thing. Find out what your thing is. Typically, it's something that you enjoy doing all the time. Your job is to be sure that you can create such a buzz about it that it makes other people want to pay you for it. All right. Well, I don't really know what my what my passion is. There is something that you are doing. Okay, let's say, for instance, you're basically awake about 15 hours of the day. There's something that you are doing within the 15 hours that you do every day, or at least 4 to 5 days out of a week. That's 9 times out of 10 right in your passion space. Your job is to be sure that you make that thing to the point that people desire it so that they will pay for it. In other words, it becomes monetized, okay? And if it's something that's a part of a system, then it's monetized and it's automated because systems pay. You already know I tell you systems pay. So you gotta, let me go back to this. You must begin to speak to your day. And also you must begin to speak to the things. Speak to that hobby. Well, what do I mean? Give that hobby a name so it is subject to the name. The name. If you give that hobby a name, it is subject to a name. When a baby is born, if the parent should die right there, they still give that baby a name because everything that has a name is subject to. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. I don't care what it is. I speak to all of my hairdressers today. Those of you, listen, step up your game and your game will step up. Whatever you put in out, that's exactly what you're going to get back in. If you're treating your clients like anything, that's what you're going to get back. You wonder why, well, then my clients don't even give me no tips. I'm not studying these people. That's because of your posture. Your people are going to give you exactly what you give them. That's it. Do you hear me? Your people are going to give you exactly what you give them. If you are not sharpening your skills, don't expect an increase. If you are not checking out to see what else is going on so that you don't become a mundane in the industry, all right, so that you remain relevant, okay? If you remain relevant, the tools that you need for your assignment in life will attach itself to you. What do I mean? You're going to meet your tin man as you're on your yellow brick road. You're going to meet your cowardly lion when you're on your yellow brick road. Well, maybe not coward, but you're going to meet the tools and the things that you need while you're on your path. Well, I don't really understand everything. I want to get it all right before I take a step. Take a step. All right? Because everything that you need will attach itself. In other words, even the wisdom for your journey will attach itself as you're going in that direction. Don't expect everything to work out, because 9 times out of 10, if you wait and try to work on everything, you're going to fail, because you're going to try to work it out so much so that the moment something is altered, it's going to throw you so far off track that you're going to lose hope and focus. Okay? And that's what we cannot do. All right? So, speak to your day. Speak to the things in your life, those things that are like hobbies. Give them a name, treat it like a business. Stop allowing it to be a bastard because you haven't given it a name, okay? Stop allowing it to be a bastard. You haven't given it a name, so it cannot live. It can't live. It will never possess, or it'll never grow into and beyond potential. It will not. It cannot, because it doesn't have a name. Does that make sense? Hey, Pastor Al, if you don't give it a name, it cannot live. Remember, you were created by the Creator for the purpose of creating. So we're naturally creative beings. So we create revenue. We create avenues. We create ways to make things happen. In that you have created, give it a name and watch it begin to live. Don't treat it like trash, and it won't be given as garbage. All right? Listen, you can find me on Facebook, E.Cornell. At the moment, I don't have any more space for any more friend requests, but you can absolutely inbox me, and I'll respond. Can I get some hearts? Can a brother get some hearts? So that's what's up. That's what we have to do, you guys. And oh my God, I cannot begin to tell you. For those of you, I'm dropping this off for free. For those of you that are afraid to come out of your comfort zone, that's exactly where you're going to remain. Don't make a mistake thinking that because you're in a place where you are comfortable, that's enough. The thing that you have been created for and the things that you create are so much bigger than your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Comfort zones will eventually close in and or die out. All right? Ready for your season. And let me tell you something about seasons. I love seasons because, I'm one of the people, I don't want to spend my season dealing in time. All right? That means you're overthinking stuff. You're trying to make it perfect. Listen, perfection is going to come as you do it. All right? All right? But get out of these comfort zones. Stop staying close to the trunk of the tree because you feel like that's a safety zone. No, go out to the limb. Go out to the limb. It's the ones people think we're crazy, but it's the monkey that goes out to the limb that gets the banana. Well, what's the big thing about that? The limb generally is a bit more unstable, so it takes a little faith. Church, sorry. So, I received that. So, get out of your comfort zone. Absolutely get out of your comfort zones. Get to the end of the limb where your fruit is. Get to the end of the limb where your fruit is. Well, how does that happen? You got to climb the tree. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Don't sit and wait on somebody else to shake the tree so it'll fall down. No, you go get your own. It's designed for you. You go get it. You go get it. It's yours. It's not going to happen unless it happens. Stop expecting people to drop things off for free. Because if you're sowing that seed of begging, people are going to start begging from you. Some people beg so much the hand look like big mittens. You got to stop that. That ain't cute. And it don't match your outfit. Stop that. Stop begging so much. Make folk hate you. You got to do better than that. That is so not good. Stop going to looking for the free. What is the free? What is that? The people that are supposed to be a blessing to you, trust me, they know. 9 times out of 10, you won't have to necessarily say anything. Well, closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah, but open mouths might get fed the wrong stuff too. So you be careful what you telling folk you want and what you asking for. Do you see what I'm saying? Sound like I'm fussing, Donna. I ain't nowhere near fussing. But you got to get this. You got to get this. Listen, your life will change. Choose to change. That's C in my book. Choose to change. Well, that just ain't me. Well, is what is you working for you? Is it working? Is it producing? Are you in your comfort zone just murmuring and complaining and talking about other people because they are in their passion space? Get in your passion space. Get in your passion space. Get in your passion space. And then when you get in there, do your absolute best. Do your absolute best. Do your absolute best. The best way to get to another place is to bloom where you're planted. Bam! I dropped it off. What's that song? If when you give the best of your service, telling the world that the Savior has come. Now, even if you're not telling the world that the Savior has come, tell them about your thing. Be not dismayed when your friends, when they don't believe, because you see, I know that they don't think you're crazy anyway. But you know what? Your fruit, he'll understand, and he'll say, well done. That's what I'm talking about. Just give the best of your service where you are. Bloom where you're planted, and you'll see harvest come up. There's this theory that I have called the dandelion theory. All right? Check this out. A dandelion's only job is to bloom where he is planted. I want you to hear me. If this dude blooms where he's planted, in his bloom, he has seed. All right? Watch this. In his bloom, in his blossom, in his growing, in him doing his best, right where he's planted, he has seed in his afro. Ha, Darius Peace, this for you. He has seed in his fro. So the moment that wind comes, watch this, whether it be a breeze or a storm, whether it be a breeze or a storm, because he's bloomed, and in his bloom there is seed, now his harvest can be everywhere. I dropped that all by shoulder did. So the key to life, one of the principles is to just bloom where you planted. Well, what do I mean by bloom where you planted? Stop complaining so much. Nobody want to hear all that stuff. Stop that. Stop that. Stop complaining so much. Don't nobody want to hear that. Really, because when you begin to complain about where you are, what you're ultimately saying to God is that you don't know what you're doing. You ain't got me in no good space. I don't appreciate you, and you are not God. You're more like one of the deacons because you don't know what you're doing. But instead, listen, in everything, give thanks. In not for everything, because some things are not thankworthy. Okay, like folks say, I thank the Lord for my pain and I thank him for my rain. Well, I don't do that because he's not the author of my pain and rain. That's about like you thanking me for your car when I clearly have not purchased you a car or given you a car, but I have given away some. Thank you, Jesus. That's why I'll never be without a car, because I've given some away. With that I planted is the same thing that I reap. Okay, so start just being thankful. Okay, and stop complaining so much. Make folk hate you. Well, but anyway, I think I'm done. Speak to your day. Declare to your day. Job 22, 28 through 30 says, and you shall decree a thing. And you shall decree a thing, and it will be established. Literally, the earth, I want you guys to hear me, and I'm going to get off of here. The earth is groaning. Literally, just like, almost like shaking. Just shaking. Waiting on you to speak to it, to declare that this is what is to be in my life. And the Father will illuminate your path, whether it's through a person, whether it's through a scope, whether it's through a friend, whether it's through an enemy. That's just a customized footstool anyway. The Father will illuminate your path. He will give you the wisdom for your journey as long as you are doing the principles that make it work. Speak, open up your mouth and say something. Stop saying, well, I don't talk so much. That's a trick to keep you quiet, to keep you silenced. Open up your mouth and begin to speak and declare. Every day you say good morning, and then come behind and say, and it is so. Listen, those of you that are church goers or spiritual minded or believe in God or believe in a higher being, listen, You've never seen God. You've never seen him. The only thing you know about God is what someone said he said, okay? Or what you perceive that he said to you. But no one has seen God. So no one can say, well, yeah, I was in the mall with him. And he moves according to sound. Everything moves according to sound. Customized food food, you already know it. Everything moves according to sound. So because everything moves according to sound, that's why it's imperative that you say something, because you have the authority. You've been given the badge, you've been given the gun, and you've been given the blackjack to make things happen. He said, I've given unto man dominion and power. So Adam, what will you call it? God told Adam, look, I made all of this stuff in the land, all these animals, or whatever he wanted to call them then. And he said, so listen, whatever you call it, that's what it is. So that's the same authority that you have. Whatever you call your situation, whatever you call your circumstance, okay? That's what it is. It's just waiting on you to speak to it, to declare it, and it'll be established. Do you see what I'm saying? So don't take it lightly that you have the power to speak to your future and command it to come forth. And listen, I ain't trying to give you no church stuff, baby. These are life principles, because church ain't gonna get you what you need. The principles will. All right? Now, am I talking Jesus? Yeah, for me, I am, because that's how I'm taught. But for those of you maybe that don't believe in the same thing that I believe in, you can believe this. If you work the principle will work the thing. You're working too hard. There's nothing that requires 10 hours of your day. There's nothing that requires 8 hours of your day. Nothing. We're not designed to work like that. You tag yourself with a system. You tag yourself with a product that can pay you in your sleep. All right? Stop letting people make you, businesses, bosses, make a full pie. You make a full cake, and then they turn around and cut you off a slice of it and say, and if you good, we'll allow you to eat it or partake of it every Thursday or Friday after 5 o'clock. Now, you made the whole cake. You made the whole cake, but they're giving you off a piece of it or a small slice, okay? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because within you is greatness, and there are great things that are within you that are designed to produce. I knew that I couldn't work for anybody else. I knew that I could not work for anyone to where someone else told me when I can and cannot leave. It just could work. We're not created that way. Now, for those of you that are working a job and it's part of your process, handle your process. All right? I didn't send my kids to school to go to school and pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to come out of school and work for somebody else. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I did not create my kids and send them to school so that they could be workplace slaves. No, absolutely not. No, because they were created by the Creator for the purpose of creating. So within them is greatness. Their job is to find out what their giftings are, nurture them, and present them to the world, speak to them so that they produce. And then from that point, bam, they see harvest. What? And that's how that happens. That's how that happens. So for those of you that are miserable on your jobs, and I know you are, because you ain't got no business in there, get out of there so somebody else who does not believe, or someone else who doesn't have faith, to step out there so they can get in that space, so to irritate them so they can come out. All right? Get so frustrated, get so angry and so bitter that you spit yourself out of your current situation. It's supposed to piss you off. That boss, that person that's sitting beside you, is supposed to piss you off, because you're not supposed to be there. Do you hear me? You're not supposed to be there. Get out of them folks' space. You're supposed to be irritated, because you ain't got no business in there. Because you're not nurturing your own gift that the Father has given you. Bam! If you don't use your gift, it's going to be taken. Well, I don't necessarily know that it's going to be taken, because the Father is the giver of life and the giver of things. I haven't known him to take things. However, the light of your gifting will burn dim to where it just dissipates. Handle that. Milk this situation, please. I'm giving you principles from my heart, because I was just given to share it today. So you got to make that happen. I pray that this is inspiring you to come out of your comfort zone, to open up your mouth and speak and declare, to make a difference. Stop reaching for levels. Well, I'm on a new level. Child, please. The only difference between the levels here and here. Okay? How do you reignite the fire? You assess it. You assess it. You find out if indeed it is working. Then you have to find out, really begin to think, is this really my fire, or is this someone else's fire that I'm trying to imitate? You know, we see stuff on television. First off, 9 times out of 10, if somebody else is doing it, it ain't yours. All right? God is so creative that he does a new thing. So within you, there is something new. Listen, you ain't going to be doing the same thing that somebody else is doing. All right? The Father does not operate in that type of duplication. Does not, will not. He doesn't do it. All right? So what I'm saying to you is, there is something new that you're supposed to do. There's a gaping hole. There's a large space that is not being occupied because you have not stepped up to the plate. All right? You have voice. You have authority. There's something that you are specifically designed to do. To receive things. I like that. So, yeah, so, you know, if you get in your space, you'll dominate. Well, I don't know what my space is. What is it that you're doing 3 and 4 times a week? The same. I knew a young lady that I coached. She actually loves Selah. She loves to look through magazines. And I coached her. She just loves to look through magazines. And she'd be sitting at work just looking through magazines. So I just began to talk to her, and she kept telling me she don't really know what her passion is, but she loves to look through magazines. So I said, well, you know what? Maybe you should consider proofing. You know, we all get in our own way. That's why the Father sends people on our path as you're following your yellow brick road to help you get out of your way. Okay? This is designed to help you get out of your way. These are principles that you can follow that are easily obtained so that you can make it happen. All right? So anyway, she likes to look at magazines. So I said, maybe you should consider proofing. So now this girl has opened up a proofing business, and all she does is sit up and read magazines, and she makes more than probably about $175,000 a year. And that's all she does. Who would have thought that she was designed, or her gifting was to sit up and read magazines and get paid for it? How about that? Bam! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So there's something that you're designed to do. It's specifically your corner. It's specifically your scope. It's specifically where you fit. Okay? And honestly, one of the reasons so many of us are jealous of other people and envious of other people is because they're in their space, and 9 times out of 10, well, it's not their space, they're in a space 9 times out of 10 is actually or was our space that we didn't step into. So all of a sudden now something I don't like about her. What you don't like about her is that she's fulfilling to a degree what you were supposed to fulfill. Well, you know, and see, sis, that's actually right. That's actually right, because if you consider all the limbs of your tree, if you consider every limb of your tree, there is some trees have fruit, some trees have leaves, and then there are some trees that have leaves and fruit. What? Some trees have leaves and fruit. So what I'm saying to you is that, listen, you're not going to know exactly what your tree is going to really produce until you start working the thing. Consider all the limbs of your tree. If you consider every limb of your tree, you will never have to work a part-time job. Never. Never. You'll never have to work a part-time job if you consider all the limbs of your tree. And the brick wall that it takes to make you, I guarantee what you're doing is not even a grain of sand. There's so much more to you, all right? That's why you have to think big, dream big, bigger. Get in a place of bigger. Get in a place of bigger. Get in a place of bigger. You got to get there. It'll change everything around you. You won't be on a different level. You'll be on a different dimension. Well, what's the difference between a dimension and a level? The difference between a dimension and a level is that on different levels, it's 2 different levels. On different levels, you see the same things, and the same things see you. But when you're on a different dimension, oh my God. Now, if you want to hear this, say, I want to know about the dimension, or just put in dimension. If you want to know the difference between a dimension and a level, just type the word dimension. And I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Type in the word dimension. Type in the word dimension. Type in the word dimension. Well, here's the difference between a dimension and a level. From level to level, you see the same things and the same things see you. But when you're on a different dimension, not only do you see things differently, but things see you differently, and that's how they respond. If you want to see people or experience people seeing you in your full resplendence, your absolute greatness, get on another dimension. If you stay on the same level, that's exactly where they're going to see you. There's no respect there. There's no responsibility there. So there is nothing that can come to you there. You will build and you will stay in the mediocre spaces. You'll have the just enough. You'll always be looking at other folk, wonder how in the world can a person live like that? Wow, that's expensive car. Some cars you won't even know the name of because you're not of that dimension. There's some places you cannot go. You cannot access because you're on a level and the door is opening for a dimension. What? Oh my God. What them dimensions do though? So that's your obligation. And it's not going to happen expecting someone to give you something. You're going to have to pursue that thing. You're going to have to run to it. Now, as you're going in that direction of running, the Bible says that your blessings will overtake you. That means it'll tackle you, but it's only going to tackle you while you're going in the direction of your purpose and your passion. It'll tackle you. It'll overtake you. Something just happened. Yeah. That's how it happened. So listen, I gotta go. I really do. I'm at my destination, but I really love you guys. It's my heart's desire to see you not just go forward, but go upward and forward. Last principle. Don't just go forward, you guys. Some of you guys are moving so fast. Some of us are moving so fast, but we ain't going nowhere. Upward. If you continue just to go fast forward, the runway runs out. You got to go forward, upward. Upward mobility. Upward mobility. I love you. I love you, dearest. I do. And there's a thing you can do about hi, Shonda. I can almost say bye, Shonda. So you upward mobility, not just forward, upward. Why? Because the runway runs out. There's a wall, there are woods, there's a fence, there's something that causes an abrupt stop. It runs out. Okay? Love, soft as an easy chair. Because I do love you, and love shouldn't be hard. Love, fresh as the morning air. And it's morning. One love that is shared by two, I have found with you, like a rose under the April snow. I was always certain love would grow. Yeah, love, ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two. Anyway, that's enough. I love you. As I say in parting, be good to you. You're the only you'll ever have. I hope all of you guys are following me. You better be following me. Ageless and evergreen. Ageless. It always lives. It's evergreen. It never dies. It never dies. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day. Speak to your day. Speak to your day. Speak to your day. Practice what you're going to say to your day and watch it respond. Practice what you're going to say to your day and watch it respond. Yeah, it really, it makes a serious difference. It does. Oh, you guys, that is so encouraging. I'm really thankful. I get emotional. I ain't gonna fake it. But I appreciate you guys appreciating my gift. I do. And it is a gift. It is a gift. But what's so awesome about it is that you guys have the same gifting. You have the same gifting to be able to speak into the atmosphere and watch things change. And not just change, but be transformed. You know, I don't care how much a caterpillar enjoyed crawling with his friends. Once he's transformed, he can never go back. Not the same way. He can go back to those down spots, but now because he has wings, he bounces lighter because he doesn't have the weight on him anymore. Wow, 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 wow. He can go back, but he can't go back the same way. He goes back and he's showing off his beauty now. He's showing off his true resplendence. Oh my God, that was so good. He can go back, but because he's transformed, he has a different beauty now. He has a different glow. He has a different space, a different place now. And that's what you have. There's some of you that have been called away from some people, some places, or some things. You've been called away from some nouns. Oh my God. Oh man. You've been called away from some things. And you have the ability to go back. You just can't go back the same way. So now when you go back, golly, I'm about to get off this scope. But now when you go back in your full resplendence so that it transforms other people's lives. And see, that can't happen in your box. That can't happen in your box. You got to get out of the box so you can experience transformation and go back and rescue the people that are left to the side. That's why you can never be delivered from people, because people, that's what you're called to. This thing is so much bigger than you, but thank God it includes you. It's bigger than you, but it includes you. You cannot be called away from what you were called to. You can never be delivered from people. You can be delivered from their small mindsets, but you can never be delivered from people. So don't try. Stop hating on people. So, well, I got all these haters. The moment that you begin to call people haters, you become a hater yourself. They're not haters. They're designed to make you think differently. They're designed to stretch you. Oh my God. They're just designed to stretch you. So I'm going to go. I really love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to occupy your space. It's a blessing to be a blessing. I thank God for my supply. It's an honor to serve. It's an honor to serve. So I gotta go, because y'all see I done got tore up. Man, I'm punking out on Periscope. The Periscope people gonna put me off of here. Can't be doing that. Anyway, I do. I love you guys. As my grandma used to say, God bless your heart and all your parts. So I'll talk to you later. As I say in parting, be good to you. You're the only you you'll ever have. Oh my God, this has just been